Good morning, NFA. Today is March 3rd and it is an A Day. Please use the link below to order your NFA apparel. Please contact Mrs. Baines with any questions. The link is available until March 4th, 2022. If you would like extra help in Spanish, please consider signing up for the Empire program. Mrs. Pimentel is tutoring all levels on Tuesdays and Thursdays in room 145, from 2:20 to 3:50. Attendance incentive for Cohort 2018. Cohort 2018 is excited to announce a monthly attendance incentive contest for the remainder of the school year. Students with the best attendance and the most improved attendance will be entered into a drawing for gift cards and other prizes. 10 winners will be announced on GBTV. Attention Cohort 2019. It's scheduling time. Please check your Cohort Counselor Google Classroom for the links for the 2022 to 2023 course elective sheet, course catalog, and online course request form. Any questions, please email your counselor, Mrs. Roman, and Mrs. Wilson. Have a nice day, NFA.
Hi everybody, my name is Hannah and I'm a representative for Club Cell. Since February is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, the slides that I will be displaying will be talking about teen dating. Love is respect. Dating means different things to different people, especially across generations. At Love is Respect, we define dating as two or more people in an intimate relationship. The relationship may be sexual, though it doesn't have to be. It could be serious or casual, gay or straight, monogamous or open, short term or long term. We prefer the gender neutral term partners to refer to people in intimate relationships, but you might use a different term for your relationship, depending on your situation. No matter how you define it, it's important to make sure you're on the same page with your partner in setting the definitions and boundaries of your relationship. What the slide is really saying is that no matter what relationship you are in, it should contain respect towards one another. The relationship spectrum. Healthy. You make decisions together and can openly discuss whatever you're dealing with, like relationship problems and sexual choices. You enjoy spending time together but can be happy apart. Unhealthy. One person tries to make most of the decisions. He or she may pressure their partner about sex or refuse to see how their actions can hurt. In an unhealthy relationship, you feel like you should only spend time with your partner. Abuse. One person is making all the decisions about sexual choices, friend groups, boundaries, even what's true and what's not. You spend all your time together and feel like you can't talk to other people, especially about what's really happening in your relationship. So, in the healthy relationship spectrum, healthy is like working together as a team and putting your heads together. Unhealthy relationship spectrum is when it's unhealthy when he or she is controlling or he or she is constantly arguing. The abuse relationship spectrum is when you are completely isolated from everyone. You don't feel safe around your partner. Warning signs of abuse: checking your phone, email, or social media accounts without your permission, putting you down frequently, especially in front of others, isolating you from friends or family, physically, financially, or emotionally, extreme jealousy or insecurity, explosive outbursts, temper or mood swings, any form of physical harm, possessiveness or controlling behavior, pressuring you or forcing you to have sex. So this slide is talking about the statistics on how many male or females have been reporting their physical dating violence. So 1 in 11 female and 1 in 14 male high school students report having experienced physical dating violence in the last year. About 1 in 8 female and 1 in 26 male high school students report having experienced sexual dating violence in the last year. 26% of women and 15% of men who were victims first experienced these or other forms of violence by that partner before age 18. Please, if you know a loved one who has experienced violence towards their partner, please inform them of the resources listed. Thank you so much for listening and have a great day, Goldbacks.
The first station was vehicle weight. We back onto this big metal scale, and so our issue was that we have these metal plates that are inside the compartment, the driver's compartment, to add that weight that we need to reach the limit for the weight of the vehicle. And so we realized that we have put too many. We have 4 plates and we only need 3. And also we need to install this red tag that shows that the weights can't move and that it shows that they're a correct amount, so that the inspectors know that it was checked. And so in the end, we were about 30 pounds below the maximum weight. So that was a relief, and also a kind of like a signal that maybe we went too crazy with the frame, but I think we'll be okay. The next stage we went to was GVD, which is General Vehicle Design. They check for just the basics. They shine a flashlight in between some cracks to see if the light goes through, and then we have to patch that up with tape. We actually packed a bag full of tools there so that we could literally just patch up at the moment, and then they could hit the check for us. And so we did that, and that was the only problem with the GVD. So the next one we went to was the horn and the exit. They check the capacity of our horn, how loud it can be, because there's also a limit how loud it can be to make sure the drivers can hear you. And then they check how fast you can exit the vehicle. The driver has to be able to exit the vehicle in 10 seconds or less in the case of an emergency. All he had to do was twist the seatbelt buckle that detaches all the seatbelts, the one around his chest and around his waist. And then he opens the latch of the door and he takes his feet out and he holds the latch of the door and he has to get out. And your 2 feet have to be on the ground within those 10 seconds. And so Kevin, our driver, he was able to get out in 5.4 seconds. And so that's very, very good. It was very easy for him to get out. With our backup driver too. He did it in about 7 seconds. The next, we went to the electrical station. They check all of our wiring. They check our electrical schematic diagram. And they found an issue with the main fuse. It was not close enough to the battery. We're gonna have to fiddle with the wiring and maybe add a new fuse in the middle of it to extend that power. I forget, it was like, it's how they check our fuel rating and how much fuel we're using and things like that. So it's an attachment we have to actually attach our wires to. It connects to the fuel tank and it connects to the engine itself. We attached that in there, but we actually had it reversed. So we need to rotate it again. The next was brakes. There's an incline, I forget the angle, but you go on the incline and you have to apply the brakes and you have to be able to stay on the incline. And we passed that very easily. And then next we were waiting online for the safety belt, where they attach some kind of latch to the car and they lift the car up to see the capacity, that like the strength and durability of the frame, and also the strength of the seatbelt around the driver. The technical inspection closed when we were waiting in line, so they put us on a waiting list for tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., which is directly when it opens. So we will be there at 8 a.m. And hopefully we will pass that inspection, which will be our re-inspection, and then we can get on the track for urban concept runs.
So what we're doing right now is we're applying Loctite to all of the nuts and bolts on the entire car, because when this puppy is running, it rattles everything. So what we want to do is make sure everything is secure so that nothing comes loose while we're driving.
With the vehicle, I've had about like 5 minutes, but I drive a car. I've been driving since I was 16. I'm about to be 18, so about 2 years now.
Yeah, I've never driven the car while it's... I think I drove it once, so I definitely want to get on practice track a couple times, get a better feel for it.
Well, I'm confident that me and my backup driver are going to be able to qualify to go to London.
I think it's going to go well. Yeah, we did a couple walk-arounds.
I think the first turn we're gonna have a lot of rollovers, but I don't think we're gonna roll.
There's a couple sharp turns, but overall, I think it's gonna be okay. Me and Kevin, you know, we have quite a bit of experience behind the wheel.
I think that's gonna be the deciding factor of why we're gonna win.
Alright, so we went to tech inspection last night. We failed 3 parts, so we came back to fix them up, and we had our meet at 8 a.m. Came back. We passed all of them except for one, and right now we're finishing up. It was the telemetry system, so now we're going to fix it up and then send it back and hopefully we pass.
It feels good to know that we passed through tech and then we're gonna be on a track very soon. And it's like, it's focused on being efficient. I'm not too worried about it. So just trying to win.
It was a very good feeling coming out knowing that we're ready to race, ready to go on the track and see how we do.
Well, when we were taking the car down to the racetrack after having it go through tech inspection, we were really happy. We're really excited too because like all of our hard work is starting to pay off. So actually getting to see everything running and working perfectly is actually really great. We were almost done and Kevin almost got through the last lap.
Yeah, I'm here. Speak clearly, I can't hear you.
Something's wrong.
Okay, well you're exiting now.
Tell me.
Your ignition switch is on? Your ignition switch is on? It's what? Okay, you can't start it?
Oh, it's not engaging. Chain might have popped.
Yeah, I can hear you.
See if you can just coast.
If you could just coast, that'd be great. Alright, then they're gonna pull you off.
Alright, so during our first race out on the track, we got about 6 3/4 laps. And one of the issues that we had, it just cut off. So our chain actually ended up falling off. And what happened was our one-way bearing seized, and when we were going, it was going around and around and around. And something happened where it snapped at the master link, it's called, where the chain, when you link the chain back together, it connects. That actually broke off, and the chain went flying off, so we were unable to finish. So unfortunately, what we had to do is we had to take all this apart. We had to weld the sprocket straight to the differential, so now there is Now it's fixed rather than freewheeling. When we cut the motor off, it's going to cut our efficiency down quite a bit, but in return it'll be more reliable and we can get runs out of it. So that's pretty much what happened. And we had to disconnect all our fuel line in the meantime, so that's what we have to hook up now before we go out on the track in an hour and a half.
Kevin went for his second run. After a second run, he got a mileage of a total of 160 miles per gallon.
So I was a little anxious. So I had a little jitterbugs to get out to the track, just because I never really had a feel for the track or what the capabilities of the vehicle was. But once I got rolling, it was really smooth. Everything went away, and I was focused on getting to the finish line. Yeah, I heard some issues. I heard some noises in the vehicle. I didn't really think much of them.
We saw that that our clutch, since it was welded onto our shaft, it was like the engine would always spin it, so it would never turn off. Right after we figured out the problem, we let Josh go for a run because he's our backup driver and we need to let him get a turn too. We needed to make sure that he's ready in case Kevin is not available when we need him. When Josh went, we had a little laughs. We enjoyed it, and he went a little fast, which we laughed a lot out of. He did some funny things in there, and yeah, it was fun letting Josh drive. And after Josh drove, we took it back and we discussed how we can solve the problem. And we decided that the only way that we can fix it is we needed to replace the clutch. Being the fact that it was welded on, the only way we can get it out is if we disassemble it, and then we have to weld it back on. But we don't know if the welding shop's gonna be open tomorrow.
And it's still a game of chance.
Because we don't know whether or not we can execute disassembling it and then putting it back on in the amount of time you have. And at this point, it's just having faith with each other and trying to get through as a team, sticking together, having a little faith, and hoping for the best.